Let's start with a simple question. Why does buying a car, something that's supposed to make life easier, end up making so many people feel more stressed about money? Most people don't think of car payments as a mistake. They think of them as normal, responsible, even. A reliable car. A manageable monthly payment. Nothing extreme. And that's exactly why the trap works. Because the car payment trap doesn't look like a bad decision. It looks like a reasonable one. When people buy a car, they rarely ask, how will this affect my life 5 years from now? Can I afford the monthly payment? And that single question quietly changes everything. Because monthly payments don't measure affordability. They measure tolerance. How much pressure can you handle every month for years? The moment you focus on the payment instead of the total cost, your brain relaxes. It feels solved. And when the brain feels relief, it stops asking deeper questions. That's the first trap. Car payments feel small compared to the full price. So the mind minimizes the decision. But that small payment doesn't exist alone. It stacks on top of rent, food, insurance, subscriptions, unexpected expenses. Each one seems manageable on its own. Together, they quietly erase flexibility. This is why many people earn decent money, but feel constantly stuck. Not because they're reckless, but because their income is already spoken for. Car payments don't usually break people financially overnight. They slowly narrow options. They turn raises into relief instead of progress. They turn bonuses into catch-up money. They turn financial plans into maybe later. And the most dangerous part? The car keeps losing value while the payment stays the same. So every month, you're paying for something that's worth less. And asking more of your future self. Here's an example. Imagine buying a $40,000 car with a $600 monthly payment for 5 years. At the end of the loan, you'll have paid $36,000, and the car is worth maybe half that. Meanwhile, your financial goals, savings, and investments had to compete with that monthly obligation. That's $36,000 that could have bought freedom, flexibility, or security instead of just wheels. But here's where psychology matters. Cars aren't just transportation. They're emotional objects. They represent freedom, status, stability, success. So when someone upgrades a car, they're often trying to upgrade how they feel about their life. The brain associates the new car with relief. Finally, something feels under control. But that feeling fades faster than the payment does. And once it fades, the mind looks for the next upgrade. This is how people end up trapped in a cycle. They never planned to enter. Not because they wanted luxury, but because they wanted peace. Another quiet trap is time. Most car loans last 4 to 7 years. That's a long time to commit future income to something that doesn't help you earn more. During those years, life changes. Jobs change. Expenses grow. Goals shift. But the payment stays. And when income feels tight, the brain doesn't think, how do I redesign my finances? Thinks, how do I survive this month? That's survival mode. And survival mode makes long-term progress feel risky. This is why people delay saving, delay investing, delay planning. Not because they don't care, but because the car payment already claimed their margin. Margin is what creates calm. And car payments quietly remove it. There's also a social layer to this trap. Car payments are socially invisible. No one sees the loan. They see the car. So the pressure to keep up feels justified. But comparison doesn't measure freedom. It measures appearance. And appearance is expensive. Many people don't realize they're financially stressed because of the car. They think it's just life being expensive. So they adjust by cutting small things, skipping savings, delaying goals, lowering expectations. They adapt to pressure instead of removing it. And adaptation feels responsible. Until years pass. Here's the part most people never hear. The goal isn't to never have a nice car. The goal is to buy cars from a position of strength, not stress. When a car payment forces your finances to behave, instead of supporting your life, it's a signal, not a failure, but of misalignment. People who escape the car payment trap don't usually do it dramatically. They do it quietly. They keep cars longer. They buy less than they can afford. They value margin more than image. And over time, that margin compounds. Less stress. More choice. More control. The calm that people try to buy with upgrades comes from flexibility, not horsepower, not new interiors. Flexibility. When your money isn't locked into fixed obligations, your mind relaxes. You think clearer. You plan longer. You stop feeling rushed. That's what real financial progress feels like. Slow, boring, stable. Here's a reflection. Next time you think about a car, ask yourself, does this purchase move me toward freedom, or just relieve a feeling for a moment? Most people choose the latter without even realizing it. And that's why the car payment trap exists. If you got this far, it means you're ready to take control of your money. Don't forget to subscribe. This channel explores money psychology, financial habits, and the quiet decisions that shape long-term wealth. No hype. No shortcuts. Just clarity.